about something that might interest you.
Can we all just collectively take a moment to acknowledge that Resident Evil 4 fucking owns? If that game isn't Shinji Mikami's magnum opus, I don't know what is. The State of Play just showed off footage of the RE4 remake, and as nice as the graphics are on RE Engine, it's understandable how most of the fanbase, including myself, have our reservations about even doing a remake in the first place.
No thanks, bro.
I mean, it's RE4. It's a masterpiece. Why would you try to improve the Mona Lisa? But I'm not here to talk about Resident Evil 4. Instead, I'm here to talk about a game inspired by RE4 that's actually good. Save Room is a 2022 puzzle game developed by Fractal Projects. It takes all of the garbage that holds Resident Evil 4 back and puts them where they belong, right next to Ashley. All that's left is the purest form of dopamine: inventory Tetris. We all know why we play Resident Evil 4. It's not for the plot, it's not for the combat, and it sure as hell isn't for that
bitch in the red dress.
It's for our desire to make sense in this senseless world, to bring order to chaos. And if we're gonna drag these cavemen, kicking and screaming, into the modern world and introduce them to new concepts like soap and Febreze, we gotta work on ourselves first. You gotta look inward and take stock of your baggage. Do you really need 2 different pistols? 8 brown eggs? 13 incendiary grenades? TMP ammo? You don't even have the TMP! Save Room filters out all those outward distractions and creates a microcosm out of the attaché case. In Raccoon City, your best friend was Robert Kendo. In Save Room, your BFF is Marie Kondo. It starts simple. Can you fit this pistol in this pistol-shaped grid? The game does its best to recreate the experience of navigating the attaché case in RE4. Every object can be selected, transposed, rotated, and examined. Examining an object opens up a turnaround of the game model and provides flavor text to add to the authenticity of the experience. It's just like fiddling around the menus in RE4 while looking at your kit. When you examine a gun, the text will always tell you how much ammo that gun can store. Remember that. It'll be important later on. The difficulty scale is just right for the game. Very simple at the beginning, and the challenge ramps up ever so gradually. I didn't even notice it, but after 2 hours, I blitzed through the game on my first try. What makes this work is just how intuitive everything is. If you've played Resident Evil 4, then you know how to play this game. What I like about Save Room is that when you divorce the inventory system from the rest of Resident Evil 4, the importance of each object is weighed on a much different metric than the usual balancing act you'd have to do in a standard run. Basic scenario. You kill a Ganado, they drop an item. You pick it up and run through a very quick order of operations in your head while checking your inventory. Did you pick up ammo? Yes. Was it for a gun you have? No. Do you have any extra space to store it until you can sell it to the merchant later? Yes. Did you pick up a grenade? Yes. Do you already have multiples of this type? Yes. Do you need any more? Maybe. You're asking yourself all these questions in a matter of seconds before you conclude, nah, I don't need the TMP ammo behind. I'm going for the Red 9 again.
Daring today, aren't we?
You don't do that in Save Room. You can't throw anything away. You gotta use every part of the buffalo. The important lesson to take away from Save Room is that everything has its purpose and its place, and it's usually right behind the pump shotgun. I love that as the levels progress, the guns progress in the same manner as they would in RE4. You start with a pistol, then the pump shotgun, the TMP, the hunting rifle, and so on. The game really starts getting hard when the RPG gets thrown in the mix. Then the weapon pool resets to the Castilia loadout. If you've been paying close attention to the game's UI, you might have noticed that the health meter looks more like the classic style heart monitors, and not the health wheel in RE4. I like this decision, because it stays true to the game's theme of optimizing the space around you. That meter was clunky and took a lot of screen space in the bottom corner. Just like everything else in Save Room, the health meter has a practical use. Eventually, levels will start with your health in yellow or red. You'll have to consume some of the restoratives in your inventory to make room and top yourself up. Just like how divorcing the inventory system from the rest of RE4 changes how you view the importance of your ammo, you judge the importance of your restoratives based on how many squares you take up in your attaché case. Yeah, an egg can get you from yellow to green, but you know what else can do that? A sardine, and that takes up 4 squares instead of 1. Sometimes the food in your case goes rotten, and you have to plan out in which order you consume the bad and good eggs to keep your health up and your case light. The game's final challenge starts when it introduces ammo powders. It's another anachronism that's easy to look past because it adds another set of calculations you gotta keep in your head. 2 reds make pistol rounds, 2 greens make shotgun shells, 2 blues make TMP rounds, 1 blue plus 1 green makes rifle rounds, and 1 red plus 1 green makes magnum rounds. And if that weren't enough, you gotta make sure that each gun gets ammo, and some guns may take up an entire box of ammo that you need to split between 2 guns. So you gotta figure out which guns get priority when you're filling up. You're gonna turn into a fucking mentat by the end of the game with all the calculations you have to play in your head. This game is so cool. I've always said that I wanted the inventory system in RE4 to be its own thing, and here it is. The best thing about this game is that there are absolutely no stakes. You can reset the level at any point, and the game keeps track of which levels you've already cleared, so you can bookmark your progress and come back again if one of the screens gets too complicated and you need fresh eyes to figure it out. Similar to I Want You to Notice Me, there's a single BGM track that plays on a constant loop, and it's very chill. It resembles the kind of music you'd hear in the save rooms at Resident... Oh my god. Save room. Save room. Fuck, these guys are smart. Definitely check out the credits page at least once. Unlike most titles, this game goes in depth to credit the individual artists for each art asset. Before the thug life chose me, my undergrad major was computer arts. I wanted to make 3D game assets a long time ago. It's nice to see so many people's works come together for this project and get noticed. Play Save Room. It's $2 on Steam, and remember, if it doesn't spark joy in your life, can you combine it with something else to make it useful?
Save room.